Well, hello racing fans, and welcome to our Gallop TV preview show for Wednesday, the 11th of December, where we're at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and I trust that you, the valued racing fan, as well. We got 9 races on the go, and 12:15 will be the start of race number 1. If you are interested in playing the big one, the pick 6, you need to get on sharply by 1400 hours. That is 2 p.m. Well, Graham Hawkins is having a procedure, so he's taking a few days off, and we are told at the time of recording that the procedure was successful, and it's now just a quick and complete recovery when it comes to rehabilitation. There were options on who is going to be tipping on the show for Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, but young Rahul Radhakrishna said, "I'm your man, Dees. I will be tipping in Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. I've been there over the weekend. I've got a good feel of what's happening, and let me have a go for this Wednesday." So Rahul will be standing in for Graham, and we wish Graham all the best, Rahul.
Yeah, absolutely. It's his second, in fact, hip replacement that he's gone for, but yeah, all the best to Graham, and hopefully he has a speedy recovery, and he'll be in action soon.
Okay, Rahul confident about today's card. He's just chatting to me off air. He's even given a suggested bet, so we'll come to that later on today. Let's begin race number 1, not part of the exotics, with 9 races. It is a maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1,000 meters. And as we bring up the field, betting as a guide, number 2 at 4-1. Horse number 3 at 7-1. 4 is at 8-1 along with number 5. So 4 and 5 at 8-1. We got a 7-2 shot here called Meg's Legacy, and she was any price on debut. That was a forward run, so she certainly slipped under the radar. And number 14 is trading at 33-10. Rahul, I don't know if you're going to side with the love story form line here because it's represented by a few runners, or you're looking elsewhere.
It is. I think that this form line will certainly be seen to the 4-year with the numbers 9 and 14. I don't think there'll be a lot to choose between them. Number 14, Heritage Ridge, does have more experience on the side. Richard Fourie in the irons once again, and it was a good run last time out. Just touched off on 1-2 good on the day, and her form has been holding up quite nicely. Frida Kahlo winning from a penultimate run, so she's got the right credentials to win in a race of this nature. And then number 9, Meg's Legacy, a daughter of legislator, very, very encouraging run on debut. She was towards the back end of the field, and you couldn't really see her getting into action over the final bit, but the manner in which she quickened up was quite pleasing, and I think that she would have tightened up with that run, and I think that she's going to go very close here. And then I think this filly, Champagne Problems, could be a big improver, having a third start. She's in the care of Brett and James Crawford. JP van der Merwe takes a ride. She was given a break after her debut run and given time to mature and strengthen up, and she showed quite a bit of pace last time out, and I think she'll strip a much fit horse. She'll be a lot wiser as well for the occasion. So at 7-1 in the market, I wouldn't be surprised if she were to get involved. And then you've got number 2, Poetic Princess, who also comes from that love story form line, and she should be there or thereabouts. But in order of preference, I'm going to go 14, 9, 3 and 2. I think those could be the forces to fight it out here. But no doubt the value in the race has got to be number 3, Champagne Problems at 7-1.
Okay, Rahul going with the love story form line, tipping all 4 runners that have come from that form line to possibly fill in at the top 3 positions and maybe even the top 4. So that's race number 1. Now we get into the exotics. It's race number 2, 1250. Par pot, it's 1,200 meters. It's an open maiden, and horse number 2 is at 7-1. Number 4, Scottish Kiss, is at 17-10. And then we have a scratching of number 5. Number 7 is at 8-1. 10 is a 5-1 shot, and the first timer here called Superhero is trading at 3-1. I don't know how many horses we're going to go in the bar pot here, but I would possibly think that number 4, Scottish Kiss, will be popular. And then I don't know much about number 11, Superhero, but I don't think the horse is going to have to be too forward to possibly run a good race here.
Yeah, that's exactly how I saw it, Dees. I've just gone 2 horses in leg number 1 of the bar pot, 4 and 11. I think these 2 horses will fight it out. And yeah, when you have a look at number 11, Superhero, the comment is he will be better over further. He's related to Warrior, Pretty Young Thing, Silent Warrior, horses that Silent War has won from 1160 up to 1600. Pretty Young Thing winning from 1200 up to 1400. Then Warrior has won up to a mile as well. So I think that given he's a son of Futura, you'd naturally expect he'd be better over further, especially once going a mile. But given the lack of opposition, I wouldn't be surprised if this horse were to make a winning debut. And he's definitely the horse that I'm going to keep very safe in all bets. And then number 4, Scottish Kiss. When I had a look at this horse's form, I thought to myself, 1,200 meters, this is going to be on the sharp side for him. But when I had a look at the balance of the field, there's nothing that will really give you confidence. So therefore, I've thrown him into the play. He's to run 2 4 to date. Last time out behind Major Master, that was over 1,400 meters. And he finished off his race in a time of 21.7. And if that is to be believed, well, that was a cracking 400 to finish. And he's got to go into the play. But now drop in trip. Let's see how he goes. But given that there's not a lot of form to work with, he is a natural inclusion. And then looking past those horses, I think you could possibly include a horse like number 3, Green Planet, who can improve, but is another one that drops in trip. So I think 4 and 11 could be good enough to get you through leg number 1 after bar pot, but no doubt the most interesting horse here is number 11, Superhero.
Okay, while siding with the better rated horses, the horses that are carrying the weight against the runners that are lowly rated, because it's a big spread of weight between the raced runners. I must agree that this first timer is from a very informed stable, a very informed combination of Andre Nel and Corne Offer. And let's see what feedback we get from the course. If you want to wait till late, before the start of the bar pot, I think you'll get some good information from the course about this first timer, number 11, Superhero. Place accumulator begins in race number 3, 13:25. It's over 1,400 meters. We bring up the field. Number 1 is at 4 to 1. We got a 9 to 10 shot here in Master of the Desert, and that is the mount of Aldo Domea. Number 4 is at 11 to 10. Horse number 8 will keep you interested on the strength of the form line behind Garrix. I know that the horse was well beaten, but the fact is that form has held up well. That is at 4 to 1. Yeah, crunch time for the place accumulator. This will be the start. Are you going all in with number 3, or are you looking for some cover?
I think the 3 horse is going to be very hard to beat here. He last time out he was dropping back to 1,200 meters and didn't really seem to suit him. Didn't have much off over the final bit, but I think going around the turn once again from a 3 draw, he stands out here. His best run did come over 1,400 meters at Hollywoodbets Durbanville, when second to Water Dragon, and that day I thought it was actually the ride of Gavin that got Water Dragon home more than anything else. And this horse was second best, and I think that he'll crack the maiden at start number 7. So banker in all bets, especially my suggested bet, the bar pot. I think he's going to take a power beat. And then the horses to include for exactors, I think numbers 1 and 8 would be the 2 horses that stand out. But JP van der Merwe, he's riding at the top of his game, especially for Greg Bortz. And I think this horse, Boundless Love, will improve over the extra, well, going over 1,400 meters now. And you mentioned that form line. Garrix winning again, Cavalry Commander, Native Ruler winning from that form line. So it's holding up nicely and looks to be the horse that can fill out that exact position. But I think the 3 horse, Master of the Desert, it will be very hard to beat.
Okay, a popular banker on the card for the place accumulator in race number 3. Race number 4 will begin the pick 6. You need to get on by 1,400 hours, 2 p.m. sharp, 1,600 meters. It's a maiden plate for fillies and mares. Betting number 3 at 4 to 1. 6 is a 4 to 1 shot. Number 7, Diamond Bomber, is at 12 to 10. And then it is double figures the balance. I'll tell you what, I looked up this horse, Rahaba, because I am curious to find out if there was anything amongst the siblings that could point me in the direction that I wanted to go. And there was a horse called Greeting My Master, who came out to win the Victory Moo. It was the Victory Moo in the Group 3 the other day. So we know that this filly is nicely related. And having watched the starts over 1,250 meters at Hollywoodbets Durbanville, a tied to track, and of course too short for her own pedigree, I think that 4 to 1 is looking attractive for me, Rael, on number 6, Rahaba. 1,600 meters, I'm expecting some serious improvement from this filly.
Yeah, it's actually quite interesting that Anthony Andrews takes a ride for Candice Bass Robinson, and Aldo has stuck with number 7, Diamond Bomber. I think number 6, Rahaba, is going to be a big player. She ran behind Beware the Bomb on debut, and she's held by number 7 Diamond Bomber, but I think that she'll turn the form around. I think that with improvement, more to come on her side, she looks to be like a more progressive filly than number 7 Diamond Bomber. I think that she's going to run a big race and go very well. The form line of her last start has held up quite nicely, with Miraculous winning, who finished second, and Swiatek actually ran second straight out the maidens next time out. So I think that she's going to go well here. But there's a horse that I like a lot here, 12-1 in the market, and she's going to be the each way play on the day for me. And it's this 3-year-old daughter of Vercingetrix, number 2, Blossom in Mind. Now, her 2 starts over 1,200 meters I thought have been pleasing efforts. It's clearly distances that's short of her best. She now steps up to a mile, which on pedigree will suit her down to the ground. We know that Dynasty's Blossom was very, very effective over further, winning the Gold Cup. And from a 2 draw, Grant van Niekerk in the irons, I think that this filly is going to show huge improvement. And I think that 12-1 is tremendous value. Like number 6 Rahaba, will be suited to the extra. So 2 is going to be the top choice for me, followed by number 6 Rahaba, and then number 7 Diamond Bomber. I've included her into the buy pot. She finished behind Lavender Bay last time out, always chasing. I'm not convinced Lavender Bay is anything special, and she was comfortably held on that occasion. I'm not sure that form line will work out, but she is a natural inclusion on the form that she brings into the race. But 2 and 6, those are the 2 horses that I think could certainly fight it out, and then 7 as the backup here.
Okay, you heard it from Rael. He's giving you 3 horses there. I like number 6 Rahaba, planning to take on number 7 Diamond Bomber in leg 1 of the pick 6. And of course, dare you leave out that man they call Foree. Richard is his name. He rides for Brett and James Crawford on number 3 Exquisite, who I'm sure will get the nod for many in the pick 6 as well. So looking past the 12-10 shot, it looks a bit tricky. Horses to consider in numerical order: 2, 3, 6 and 7 there in race number 4. Then on to jackpot 1, which is race number 5, as we swiftly move along for this race meeting. It's over 1,000 meters. Number 1, Major Apollo, 5-1. 2 is Rattlesnake, that's at 4-1. Then we got number 3, Bluff on Bluff, at 3-1. Number 4, Cal Forest, has attracted some betting support on Hollywoodbets. I just want to get the exact betting adjustment there, if I can just do that quickly. Betting moves at Hollywoodbets. Yeah, Cal Forest from 6-1, that's trading at 9-2 now. And we got number 6 at 6-1, 7 at 8-1. I liked this horse last time out, Fortred. I mentioned to Graham on the show at any price. At one stage I thought, can this win? Can this win? Yes, got caught running second behind Arctic Wizard. That's trading at 8-1, and it's double figures the balance. Yeah, usually I'm a type of guy that will follow up if I found a horse at a big price and it didn't win. So although this horse is he's well tried and tested as a 7-year-old, but the fact is he's still enjoying the game. You can see of late he's running well. 8-1 looks to be a fair price, but I'd suspect a horse like this, just judging by the opposition that he's taking on, that he will possibly drift out in the betting market. So I'll wait race time for number 8, Fortred. I'll be surprised if he gets back to anti-post.
He's one of the horses that I was on the fence with whether to include or not include him. I haven't included him in the play. I've gone for horses here, but he could be the 5th horse that you do include. He's holding steady form, and he's gone up 1 point for his second last time out. But I just feel he's better over 1,200 meters than he is over the 1,000-meter trip. So therefore, my decision to exclude him from the play. But I can't put you off at about 10-1 in the market. My top choice is going to be number 7, Barney McGrew, at 8-1 in the market. He's a horse that has dropped quite nicely in the ratings, now racing off a mark of 72, and he's shown to be effective on this mark at his last 2 starts, when fought behind Bluff on Bluff, and then last time out beaten half length behind Night Tiger. On that run to Bluff on Bluff, he's 2 kgs better off at the weights with number 3, and he's at 8-1, whereas Bluff on Bluff is at 3-1 in the market. So I think there's lots of value about this horse. Course and distance suits him down to the ground. 18 runs for 4 victories. Ashton Aries takes the ride here for Andre Steyn, and I think that this horse could be ready to notch up his 6th career victory. It's been a while since he last won, 862 days, so perhaps low on confidence, but he seems to be in the right vein of form and on the right mark to be extremely competitive. The 3 other horses that I've included are numbers 1, 2 and 3. Number 3, Bluff on Bluff. He will be a natural inclusion. Richard Fourie takes a ride once again here for Pete Steyn. He's holding steady form. Winner last time out when beaten All About Al. and he's run 2 seconds as well, and he runs well at the track especially, so he needs to be included. Number 2, Rattlesnake, I think we'll strip a much fitter horse for this outing. Aldo de Meyer rides for Candice Bass-Robinson. It was a quiet weekend for the yard, but I think that this horse could certainly get involved in the play. He's run 3rd behind Major Apollo, and then 4th behind We Have Touchdown. And then Major Apollo, well, he's very capable on his day. He won't beat in shift in part 3, starts back over track and trip. Corner offer in the irons, and he's a horse that perhaps he didn't enjoy Hollywoodbets Durbanville, and he could well be better suited to the straight course at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, so he needs to be included. So 1, 2, 3 and 7, those are the 4 horses that I've included, but I like the look of number 7, Barney McGrew, at 8-1.
Okay, Ryle's got an 8-1 shot in number 7, Barney McGrew, as an each way play. I like number 8, Fort Red, at 8-1. Wouldn't that be something? If you're going to rove 7 and 8 with as many horses as you want for that quartet and it arrives, you'll get a decent dividend there. But that was leg 1 of Jackpot 1. Race number 6 will be Jackpot 2 with the 9 races carded. It's over 1,400 meters. And what are we doing here? We are looking at the field. Number 2, Underworld, at 8-1. Horse number 3, San Pedro, at 7-2. The Real Prince is a 14-10 shot here. Number 5 at 28-10. 7 is at 9-2. And it's double figures, the balance. Well, things did not go to plan for the DKR runners over the weekend, and that's Dean Kanemayer. But there have been valid excuses for both these runners, Green with Envy and Gimmy's Countess. You know, those type of things, Ryle, before we even touch on the field. We're dealing with horse flesh, we're dealing with animals, and whilst we use the form guide as, the way to guide us in the right direction, at the end of the day, things can go pear-shaped on the day when it comes to the health of the horses.
Yeah, absolutely, Dees, and like on July Day, things didn't go according to plan for Dean Kanemayer, but he bounced back, and I'm sure the yard will bounce back and they'll start having winners again, but it was quite disappointing because Green with Envy, Gimmy's Countess, even the horse Gurkha, they were well fancied horses on the day, and they just failed to really get involved in the action. And Gimmy's Countess and Green with Envy, the biggest disappointments on the day in those feature races. But let's see how the yard go. I'm sure that the winners will start to flow once again, and I'm sure that Dean Kanemayer will be itching to start producing the goods.
I mention this because this was the Real Prince. On what I saw last time out behind Ziasha, the fact that it was his first run this season, coming off that break he had in July, after an excellent win at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, over this 1,400 meter trip, which I've been crying out to see him go over. I'm going to say whatever beats him wins.
Yeah, he's 14-10, given the form of the yard. I wouldn't be diving in at that price, but I'm a big fan of the horse. I remember his win at Hollywoodbets Scottsville so vividly, and he won in the manner of a very, very smart sort. And I'm a believer that he's going to go through the divisions and he's going to probably go right to the top. And last time out, I was in his camp at 8-1. I thought he'd run a big race, but perhaps 1,400 meters is what he's looking for. And I'll certainly keep a very close eye on this horse. Win or lose, I think that he's going to have a bright future. Craig Zaki in the irons, and he'll run well. I've included numbers 2 and 7, both from the Justin Snaith yard. Number 2, Underworld. I think back at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, he'll be more effective from a 2 draw. Grant van Niekerk in the irons. Last time out in a progress plate where conditions didn't suit him. He was beaten behind Snow Pilot. Second in the race was One Stripe, and the top 2 races were well clear of the opposition. Snow Pilot winning at his next start, and One Stripe is won at his next start as well, and is a firm favourite for the Guineas on Saturday at 12-10. So I think that this horse Underworld at 7-1, there's quite a bit of value about him. Distance suits him. He's run behind the likes of Silver Operator, At My Command, and then he ran behind Midwinter Win in the Bailey Turk as a 3-year-old. So I think he's going to run well. And then number 7, Get Impressed. He's a horse that did well in the KZN winter season. He's now having his second start down in the Western Cape on his return. And I think despite him going over 1,400 meters, a distance that seems to be on the sharp side for him, I think he'll make his presence felt in a big way. So 2, 4 and 7 are the 3 horses that I'm playing around. But I think there's value at 7-1 on number 2, Underworld. But let's see how it does unfold. 2, 4, and 7 is what I've included into this leg of the bipod.
Okay, I'm a bit confused now with Ryle Radhakrishna because he's given us some glowing comments about number 4, the Real Prince, but he's against the horse. I don't know what's going on, but well, let's see what happens. Okay, 2, 6, and 7. I'm going to go, 2, 4, and 7 are going to be Ryle's numbers there, and that's nice that he's gone with the rule as well, but I'm going to take a chance. Dean Kanamaya, good man, you can never keep down. He's going to bounce back in a big way. And I think it's going to be here with the Real Prince in race number 6. On to race number 7, 1,400 meters. Number 1 at 3-1. Horse number 2 is at 5-2. Number 3 at 7-2. 4 is at 8-1. I like the look of Mr. Stewart's runner here. That's Mike. Hang Out the Stars is trading at 9-2. And then it is double figures, the balance. I'm going to lead the way here with this horse called Hang Out the Stars. You know, this is my Nag Me horse, and it came up immediately. The horse was accepted to run. She is just a maiden, Rael, but she's been a maiden for some time, 588 days. But having watched her of late, I think that this is the right field at the right time and the right time to get on. Get on at 9-2. What's your thoughts?
I like this horse Trey Chic a lot in this race here. I was actually tempted to bank her in the final leg of the bipod, but I know that these class 5 can often produce some funny results. So I've included number 1 Black Path into the play, but Trey Chic holding form very well. It seemed to be a trick taking her over 1,400 meters because she's certainly running very well. Winning 2 starts back, beating Family Power, who won, beating quite a useful field just last week down in the Western Cape. And I think that form line will actually hold up quite nicely. And then last time out, just found 1 too good on the day. Senora Victoria got the run off the race from gate number 1. This filly had to do the chasing and was second best. But from gate number 2, the gate that she won from 2 starts back, I think she'll be in the right position. And for me, she's going to be the horse to beat. Number 1, Black Path. She is a 6-year-old that hasn't won for 1,085 days, so it's been ages since she tasted success. But she seems to be on the right mark now and holding steady form, 3rd at her last 2 starts, and I think that she'll be in the mix once again. So 1 and 2 in the final leg of the bipod. Hang Out the Stars would be the 3rd choice for me. She's a horse that's in some steady form, and I wouldn't be surprised to see her in the play. But yeah, I like the look of number 2, Trey Chic.
2 for Raheel, 5 for these Dine, and that's the way we see it. And Royal has also given a mention to number 1, Black Path. But I think on a run to I'm the Buzz, I may have young Raheel there. Race number 8, 1,800 meters, and let's get straight into the field. It's the penultimate leg of Jackpot 2 and the penultimate leg of the Pick 6, and of course the place accumulator, and this is where Jackpot 1 will close. Number 1 at 11-2. Number 2 at 7-1, number 3 at 6-1, horse number 4 at 4-1, 5 is at 8-1 shot, 6 is at 5-1, and then they got this horse, Bella Vista, Snate and Foree, who put in quite an eye-catching post-maiden run at 17-10. I don't know how you see this race, but I'm going to say, you know, if you're not a guy that follows betting, there's 2 ways of playing the game. You know, there are guys that will have the form and look for the value and assess the fixed odds betting market against what they see. And then there are guys that will use the betting as a religious guide. And in this type of field, they'll possibly have a look at the betting and say, well, this horse has separated itself from the balance of the field. Number 7, Bella Vista, maybe too good. I don't know which side you on, but I don't like the look of this race.
It's one of the reasons why I didn't tip a place accumulator here. This was the race that I thought to myself, wow, absolutely anything is possible. All 8 horses have got chances in this race. They're betting 15-10 all the way to 20-1, and I wouldn't be surprised if this horse were to pop up at 20-1 in the market, because she seems capable of doing that.
Yes.
She's not the most consistent sort, but she's capable on a day. Bella Vista, I think 15-10, probably the price because of the way Scarlett McCaw ran in the Guineas over the weekend, went second to Fatal Flaw, and that's probably tipped bookmakers to price up that short in the market. But there's no value at 15-10, and she'll have a work cut out because she takes on horses that are holding steady form here, and should go into the play. It's interesting that Grant van Niekerk has left number 3 among the clouds for number 2, Tua Penny. I think that Tua Penny can certainly make a presence felt in this race. I'd prefer on the summer course. It seems to be a track that she prefers over the winter course with a slightly longer run-in. But let's see how she goes on the shorter run-in. Grant van Niekerk has ridden her once, and that was 2 starts back behind Heliotrope. This filly Enchanting Choice, she's been a bit of an enigma, because when you think she's going to win, she just seems to let the side down, run into second or third. But she's never too far off the actions. And among the clouds, for her followers, well, 6-1 now, there could be lots of value about her, because she's gone off at restrictive odds at the last sort of 4 starts where you haven't really been able to have a go on her. But at 6-1, now you can actually have a bet on her, and especially an each way bet, because you're going to get about even money for a place. And if her recent form is anything to go by, she's either going to run second or third, so you're going to probably get some return on your investment here with number 3 among the clouds. She looks to be the ideal roving banker in this race here, but there's lots of horses in with chances. I don't really have an outright top selection in terms of the pick 6. I think you've got to go the field, even in those jackpots. But the roving banker has got to be the 3 horse among the clouds at 6-1.
Roving banker 3 for Raheel. I like number 4 Green Isle as a roving banker. So 3 and 4 could be the numbers you want to include in your place accumulator. On to race number 9, where we close things off, a maiden plate over 1800 meters, and let's get straight into the field. Number 1 at 8-1. Horse number 5, Bombers in the Sky. That's at 33-10. Number 6 at 28-10. 7 at 8-1. And Okavango is a runner that I've just been keeping an eye on him. And I think now he's going over the trip that he's bred to see and be more effective over. That is trading at 22-10. And then horse number 10, Marine Merchant, is at 7-1. So you can see what the betting market is telling you. It's telling you that we can't separate numbers 5, 6, and 8, because that's how tight it is between them. But number 8, Okavango, yeah, I think the way the fixed odds betting market has read the race, I see it the same way. It looks like the distance that the horse should appreciate. But if you're not in the camp of 8, 6, or 5, you got a lot of value in this race amongst the balance of the field.
I'm with you. I like the look of number 8, Okavango. I think it could be the time to strike with the son of Master of My Fate here. And behind Pinot Grigio on debut, I thought quite a pleasing introduction. And there's not a lot to choose between him and Audible on that run. And Audible was having his 3rd start. And then last time out, where he was at the 400 to where he finished was, I thought, quite encouraging, because he made up solid ground. And Rich Hoax wasn't disgraced over the weekend when fought behind Garrick, who looks to be a very, very smart sort. And I think now 1800 meters, Richard in the irons for the first time. I think that this horse is going to go very close and is the one to beat here. Audible, holding steady form at his last 2 starts. He'll keep you interested, and he's going to be the 2nd pick. And then this horse, Marine Merchant, related to Red Palace. This horse hasn't really done a lot wrong. His last start is probably best ignored. He seems to be better than that. And going over 1800 meters could suit him quite nicely. And Anthony Andrews is back in the yarn. So this is a runner that I think has got to be included into the play. And he's going to be the 3rd choice for me. So 8, 6, and 10 is how I'm going to tip them in race number 9. But yeah, I think Okavango could just be the right horse in this race, these.
Okay, that's Royal Okavango. I think we're on the same page with that horse. But we know that Bombers in the Sky is obviously the horse that's holding his form. He could be rewarded for that consistency. Number 6, Grant van Niekerk's right for Snaith. Yeah, Justin looks a strong hand there with number 6 and 8, but 5 Bombers in the Sky will have followers as well. But we're going to be with number 8, Okavango, in race number 9, and that is it. But Ryle's got a suggested bet, and he's quite confident with this one. Chatting to him off air, he says, I'm going to actually double up and some of the legs. So let's get to Ryle's suggested bet before we close things off.
Yeah, thanks very much, Deez. Certainly like the bipod on the day. It looks to be a nice bet, and an exotic bet that I think could be worth a useful dividend after race number 7. Leg 1 is race number 2 at 12:50. It begins over 1200 meters. I've gone 4 and 11, Scottish Kiss and Superhero, followed by banker number 3, Master of the Desert, who looks to be the best bet on the card. I've then gone with numbers 2, 6 and 7. Blossom in Mind at 12 to 1. I think that's the value in the race. These likes the look of number 6, Rahaba, and then number 7, Diamond Bomber, the backup there. I've then gone with numbers 1, 2, 3 and 7 in race number 5. That's the Major Apollo, Rattlesnake, Bluff and Bluff, and Barney McGrew at 8 to 1. I think he's a big runner. And these likes number 8, Fort Red at 10 to 1. So that could be another inclusion for you. I've then gone with numbers 2, 4 and 7, Underworld, The Real Prince and Get Impressed. And then in the final leg of the bar pot, I've gone with numbers 1 and 2. That is Black Path and Trey Chic. And it will cost you 144 Rand for a full unit. And it begins in race number 2 at 12.50.
Oh, quite an inexpensive perm, 144 Rand for that bar pot, and you can also take it for a percentage. How that works, you may ask. Well, it's simple. The tote allows you fractional betting. What that basically means, if it costs 144 Rand, you take it for 14 Rand and 40 cents, and they'll give you 10%, and you multiply the perm out, and you can double up in a few legs, and who knows, you can have a full ticket come racing on Wednesday. That means when the perm closes off, which in this case will be in race number 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. That's 6 legs of the bar pot. Thanks to you, Rael, for your time.
Yeah, thanks very much. He's stepping in for Graham, and hopefully I can guide the guys in the right direction.
Those are big shoes to fill, but it's young Rael. It's taking the plunge. He says, I'm your guy to do the show, so let's see what happens on this Wednesday. Thanks to you, the valued racing fan, on behalf of Rael Radhakrishna, Gallop TV, and myself, Dees Dine. And you have a blast, find all the winners, and hopefully it turns out to be a wonderful day for you if you are racing at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on this Wednesday. Until we meet again, you take care. Salaniga Asle.